Yeah, you know what? We might have to change the paint job for Louisiana. Maybe without so much green. I've done that before with my company colors. Let me see what it looks like. There's my company colors in pinstripe. I've done this one before. It's been a while. Alright, we're going to call it like we're paying respects to Louisiana by going with a pinstripe. I don't know what the connection is, but we're just going to do it. Let's drive outside for a little bit so we can look at this new paint job. I am Old Guy Gamer. This is the American Truck Simulator, but this is the new Louisiana DLC that I just purchased. And let's get into it. Let's see. I upgraded to a Moza steering wheel recently. That's some of the reason why I haven't been recording. I've been setting this thing up. It's a pretty sweet deal, man. I mean, the money that it costs is a little prohibitive, the price point for the Moza steering wheel, the base and the stalks and all that stuff, but it is a super nice product, man. The steering wheel itself is bigger than the Logitech G29 that I put behind me. The finishes are nicer. It's got more buttons. It's designed for PC instead of, well, it's designed for simulators instead of for console, just arcade racing. Almost went right through that stop sign. I bought the DLC this morning. I've been working through the week, Monday through Friday, so I didn't buy it on Thursday night when it released, but I bought it Saturday morning. I didn't even buy it Friday night because we were watching Christmas movies and I didn't want to turn on the computer and start playing games, but I've been playing a lot of Farm Sim, and I don't really have any interest in recording Farm Sim for the channel. I've just been playing it for fun. I've been really knocking out Farm Sim 22, and I finally decided during Black Friday to upgrade to Farm Sim 25, so I've been playing a lot of it lately the last few days. Just play by myself, just for the fun of it. If you guys are interested in seeing me play Farm Sim, let me know. I was considering doing a holiday music video to Farm Sim, but it would be in addition to the music video I do for ATS like I do every year. I've already got my music list compiled. Playlist has been created. I just can't do the video too early. There was one year where I did the video early and I couldn't include the ATS content in the Winter Wonderland because I did the video so early, so now I'm not ever going to make that mistake again. I want to include the Winter Wonderland so I can drive on snow for my Christmas music video. That one video kind of stands out as being not as great because it didn't include the winter scenery in the music video, but this year's definitely will. It just means I got to put it off a little bit until the new winter deals, the winter content comes out. Then we'll be able to move over there and do that stuff and drive around in the snow. I've never been to Louisiana to visit for a lengthy stay. I was there on a cruise once. We went to New Orleans on a cruise. It was a rainy, crappy day when we were there, so we didn't venture out very far. We just stayed at the port. We looked at a bunch of parade floats being built for Mardi Gras. We saw the aquarium, but we didn't go in it. We just kind of wandered around the area close to the port. Didn't wander too far. Because we were young and not that adventurous, and now I'd like to go back and really explore the city, but it seems like most of the time we do exploring to cities, it's in other countries it's because we're on a cruise, and in America it's because it's a little bit different traveling on cruising rather than traveling to visit a destination. So I would like to go back to New Orleans and see that it is a destination. So I guess my point is I don't know much about the state of Louisiana. Been to New Orleans for an afternoon, but didn't do anything interesting. So this is one of those states that I need to get back to and visit because my experience there has not been enough, that's for sure. Let's go pick up this trailer and Hit the road. I love how in this game they try and make it a little bit harder by pointing the trailer away from the entrance to the place we're picking it up from. If I was a real truck driver, I'd be pissed that every single trailer I picked up faces the wrong way. They could have just as easily loaded that thing right there from the other side. Here come the cables. That Missouri DLC video, the first one I did, I was exploring some areas of the state where my family live, and we found some good DLC there. We found some good, not DLC, we found some good roads there, secret roads. And whenever you find a secret road in a video early in a DLC release, oh man, I don't think this is going to work. We'll see. I don't like going past 90 degrees jackknifing a truck and trailer, but this is a long truck in a tight turn. I'm really stretching those cables out. At 90 degrees like this. But we'll start to open her up now. Oof. That's a tough turn, but we made it. Better than going around the building. Well, in my opinion, better than going around the building. But there's some people who wouldn't like that I just did that, but no harm, no foul, right? Look at how realistic those train cars look. That's one thing I like about this game. They go back and change things and make it retroactive to other states. Those good-looking train cars like that with all that detail, they didn't look that good when the game was released, but here we are. They'll work on a state and then improve some basic part of the game, like billboards or railroad cars or, you know, road surfaces, and then they go back and apply it to the whole game in retrospect. And it just makes the game a whole lot nicer because they do that for everybody who plays the game. And most games don't have the staying power of ATS. You know, obviously there's more popular games, but this game keeps continuing to improve and apply all of the improvements for people who bought the game in the past. It's awesome. I love that the developers have taken care of people who bought the game. Like if you bought the California, I think Nevada was the first 2 states released. If you bought that base game and never bought a single thing ever again, you'd still be getting updates to this day. They just did a big map update for the California. Was it last year or the year before? That's how good this gaming company is. We will hop inside the truck to start driving in a second. I'm just having fun on these local roads. I built my computer 2 years ago and it still stands up. It's not the best available, but it's still pretty good. My graphics card is a GeForce 4070. I went for slim over overclocked or anything like that, but still 4070 is a nice little graphics card on a MSI motherboard with an AM5 socket pushing using a Ryzen 9 7900X chipset. Got 128 gigs of RAM at a pretty high speed. It's not the highest speed available today, but considering I got 128 gigs at 7,000 whatevers per second, you know, that was pretty good when I built it 2 years ago, and it still stands up. I'm using an M.2 memory stick for my storage. Let's see. Not much else is affecting the game. Just that graphics card and the processing is the most important thing, really. But you're probably seeing this ATS game as good as it could probably be seen by anybody. I don't think anybody else is using... I mean, there's people out there that'll use humongous systems for little games like this, but this might be the best possible graphics you'll ever see on this game. We're on the interstate. Let's hop inside. Turn off that multi-function stalk to get that turn signal stopped. Alright, I'm not seeing anything too different in the Louisiana DLC yet as far as the graphics or content goes. It's the same roads. I'm always wondering when we do these fresh DLCs, there's always an update that goes along with it. You know, they change stuff in the background to improve the game. I am running some mods, quite a few actually, for vegetation and clouds and atmosphere and stuff like that. And I'm always wondering if the mods are going to crash a game when the new DLC or new updates come out, or if the game is going to fight with the mods to make it look whatever, but it looks pretty good right now from where I'm sitting. I'm interested to see what the Louisiana specific things look like. If there's a swamp, I know the buildings are always going to be good. It's just distinctive buildings to the cities that they're in, you know, in real life. They put those in the game. Like, I forget what town it is, but there's a, in the changelog it said that there was a Gothic jail in one of those little towns on the western edge of Louisiana. Here I am going 151 miles an hour. Put the pedal down, man. I'm focusing on talking instead of focusing on driving. I guess this is a state. No, this isn't interstate. I should be going faster. But that Gothic jail, I want to go check that out. And that's something that's not going to be changing the game. It's just specific to this locale that makes it kind of special. So this is a state route. I can get away with going 55 on here. I don't see a train anywhere. Oh, there it is. It is over there. Alright, they got a little... Is that a tunnel going under the train tracks? Whatever. I'm making tons of money with this company. I don't even need to drive. The company drivers make me so much money, but... Here, let's go to the sunny side of the truck. I actually find it difficult to drive from third person like this. But I'm maxed out on the trucks and employees and all that stuff, so it's like... Now I'm just trying to drive to be interested in instead of driving to make money. Look how slow that sucker's going. Let's just look at this train as it goes by. Some cool graffiti on the train cars. I don't know if I've seen that before. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't remember, but that looks new. I do have a longer train mod. Oh my gosh, get back in. No, I'm in my lane. No, my turn lane screwed me up as I was looking sideways. I do have a longer train mod running, so that's probably not the normal length of the train in the game, but the mix of cars, that's kind of cool. I like the graffiti. A little different. Man, these buildings, like this little industrial building right over here with the cars in the parking lot, I mean, that just looks different from the base game when it first started. When the game first started, like every industrial building kind of looked the same. It was just a big square or rectangle parking lot out front. Now they're doing like, oh snap, look at that. Runway right next to the highway? People go stand on the beach, go stand on the highway and let the plane take off over you. I wonder if that plane is static, just sits there the whole time, or if it actually would take off. I bet it just sits there, but that would be really cool if it took off every time you drove by, or was landing every time you drove by. A big puff of smoke as it tries to slow down, driving away from you. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, the buildings. I like how they're like custom shapes. There's little nooks and crannies of, you know, ins and outs of like where an office would be at a big warehouse, in addition to the factory or the warehouse or whatever it is, the kind of building they're kind of making it look like. It's just nice that not every building is a big rectangle. Not every building has the same color black roof or silver walls. It's like distinctive looking buildings, even though it's not a big distinctive company that you would notice like if you were from another state, but just to make it unique. There's so many options. It used to be the SCS would build the... Oh my gosh, I told you I can't drive in third person. This is driving me crazy. SCS used to use the same buildings just in multiple places around the map. Where here, I feel like, for example, that industrial building back there, that might look like a real industrial building sitting on this particular road on that side of the highway. And they won't use that feature anywhere else in the map because it's specific to that location, even though it's just a generic building for a generic company that might or might not exist in the real game. I just like how SCS is including a lot more detail for not any extra cost. I know I keep saying the same thing over and over. It's just I love this game so much. SCS deserves a lot more credit than what they're getting. Here you're seeing some specific vegetation that might be specific to Louisiana with the moss hanging off the trees. Spanish moss, I think that's what it's called. I don't know if there's other types of moss, but I know some of them are called Spanish moss. Little highway over a swamp, that's pretty cool. Oh, there it is. We're 38 minutes into this recording, and I have literally been talking nonstop. So look at your YouTube timestamp, and if it doesn't say 38 minutes, that means I edited out a lot of nonsense that I've been spouting out this stupid old mouth. Look at that, a little creek running in between the one-way roads. Let's get this turn signal going. Man, that is a tight corner for a big off-ramp for a highway. I'm going to hop in here just for a second. I want to go over there and look and see if that's a truck dealership, but it could be an employment agency. I don't need either. Actually, the truck dealership's right up here on the right. So that one way over there on the left side of the mini-map, that's going to be an employment agency. Let's hop out as we drive by this Kenworth dealer. Halma. I don't know how to pronounce it. You know, that typical problem of people from outside your town that don't know how to pronounce your town. Sorry. I knew a lady once, her last name was Boma. She spelled it the same way as this town name, just instead of an H with a B. And she pronounced it Boma. So I'm going to call this Halma. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I really do respect your little town here, but I don't know how to pronounce it just based on the spelling. Sorry guys, I am focused on the environment. I am not focused on the driving aspect today, so I hope you'll forgive me because I am lacking. Just go, dude. Don't make me wait. Are those some above ground crypts? Is that a cemetery over there? So, I'm not a historian or a geographer or anything like that, but in Louisiana they have above ground cemeteries because the ground is so waterlogged, swampy, that when they bury caskets the traditional way, they don't stay buried. They sometimes float up because of just the soil composition and the water content, so they bury people above ground. That's why you see crypts in Louisiana. And if I'm wrong, please educate me. I could be half right, half wrong, all wrong, I don't know, but somehow that little tidbit stuck in my head, so let me know if I'm right or wrong. Another little bridge over a swampy, creaky area. I think one of the big questions I have in this game is if you'll be able to see alligators. There you go, there's some farm sim content for you. Play an ATS with the farm sim byproduct on the side. Some hay bales, some biggins. Oh boy, where's that bridge go to? I pointed this out up in the Missouri DLC where there was a bridge in St. Louis, Missouri, going over the Mississippi River, and it ends just like this one does. In the St. Louis bridge, it's going into Illinois, which will be included in future content, I'm sure. And this one, you can tell on the horizon that bridge continues, but on the map it looks like it might. And here I am just spouting nonsense because now the mini-map is growing. It's showing that it continues on. I'm going to look at the map real quick and see which way we're facing. Oh yeah, we're nowhere near a border. Never mind. That bridge, it does look like it ends, but it's just because the map circles back and makes it a... So I bet you there's a bunch of secret roads in here. I wonder if this one might be a secret road. Or this LA-14 might be a secret road. If there was an LA-14 over here that was a continuation, I would mean, oh, there's some secret roads in there, I bet. But this is just a big open space. This is where I look for secret roads at when there's a big open space like this. I mean, that could be Lake Pontchartrain for all I know. Alright, there's a scenic viewpoint coming up. Not a scenic viewpoint, a photo op. Scenic viewpoint is kind of specific to little hidden videos that they hide around the map. Oh, that little thing said Laura. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't want that tree to hide the front porch, but I kind of want to show other stuff on the property and my truck. If you're not from this area, I'm aware of the areas a little farther north from here, like I said, Missouri. On the right side of the road here, there's like a hill with a road on top of it. That's actually a levee. It's meant to control the water during flooding, hurricane season, all that kind of stuff. So those are built into the landscapes by civil engineers trying to help people survive when there's a little more... Oh, that's not the road. Trying to help people survive when there's a little bit more water than they're used to. We are delivering to Tyson. wonder why Tyson needs... I was going to say, I wonder why they need wood chips. Well, it's because they probably have live birds here somewhere. I'm going to bet Tyson doesn't have live birds. I bet they take processed birds from local farmers. Why do they need wood chips here, I wonder? I need to be able to figure out a way to go look at that. Like, in real life, you could just hop out of your truck and go look and see which way you want to attack it. Here, you got to kind of drive around and see how you're going to do it. Let's turn on these hazards, because I'm sure I'm going to be doing some shenanigans here in a second. No, it wants me to put it right there along that wood fence, I bet. Yep, there it is. And was there an obstruction? Yes, there was. Let's get this thing turned as much as we can, as quick as we can. Now we'll take a peek on the left side of the trailer. There she is. And I hate that I back up from the outside perspective, but let's drop this thing off and get on to our next job. Yeah, I hit those things kind of hard. It's just a video game, folks. Lighten up. Tyson has greenhouses on their property with water right next to it, just like in the farm sim games where, you know, you start that farm and you're like, oh, I can build a greenhouse and make some tomatoes. And look at that truck over there with the blue patina, the blue rust, and the flatbed over there. That's a pretty cool looking truck. And look at this little dump truck on a flatbed. That's a cool little freight. Don't drive into it, Tom. Let me know if you think this is a beautiful game. I'm sure you're only watching this video if you think it's a cool game in the first place. What do you think we're hauling in this trailer? It probably says in the freight manifest, and I just didn't even look at it. I was just looking at where the trailer was going. I didn't look at what it was. But not knowing what it was, you're just going to have to trust me that I'm not lying. I didn't look at it. What would Tyson be shipping in a truck trailer like this? It's not going to be a finished product. That would probably be wrapped in boxes and put in a dry, or not a dry van, probably a refrigerated van trailer. So what would this be? Some sort of byproduct, right? Because you're going to have to dump it. I mean, it could be grain, but why would you be shipping grain out of a Tyson facility? You'd probably be shipping it into a Tyson facility. You're hearing my mind at work, folks. I'm not figuring it out. Look, there's a big barge going by. I don't think we're at the Mississippi River, but what river is this? I don't know. That is such a good asset. Look at that. Never seen a barge in this game before, but there you go, folks. That's what the Mississippi is known for. All those barges rolling up and down it. I just keep getting blown away by the assets in this game, the graphical stuff, the beauty of it. Oh, back to the freight. I mean, it could be like chicken bones or chicken feet. I mean, all the byproduct that you don't need. Maybe this is going to a farm where pigs can eat all the byproducts of the chicken parts that Tyson doesn't use. What would they call that load, though? Golden Grove Plantation on this site from 1817 to 1880, a good 63 years. The Shepherd and Hook families operated a large sugar plantation, part of which became Gramercy, Louisiana in 1895. The Greek Revival Plantation House was lost to the river in 1902. Yeah, they didn't have levees back then. They didn't have water controls like modern geographies do. Yeah, probably a pretty common thing back there to lose buildings too close to the river. You get one of those generational floods and you learn to not build your house there anymore. Man, so many good assets in this DLC. Man, these houses are distinctive to the area. Like, look at this house right here. Considering the geography, everyone lives on the second floor, third floor. That first floor is probably all just empty. Just they brick it off so it's livable. You could hang out down there because it's cooler or whatever. But it's probably all empty, no carpet, no drywall. Because when it floods, you've got 8 to 10 feet where you can let it flood, and it's not going to damage anything. It's not going to damage the cinder block walls, but it's there in preparation for the big flood where you can still live there in the second, third floor when you come back to it. A lot of those houses on stilts down here along the river. Not just down here, along the whole river, even up north. Houses on stilts are a thing. And when you have the house on stilts, you just kind of enclose the bottom level. You can use it as a garage or a workshop or parking, whatever it is. Storage. And at least it's a usable space, even if you might not want to live down there on that first floor. Slidell, Louisiana. Probably getting off the highway going on a local here. Business 90 West, whatever that means. There's the New Orleans Superdome. Probably don't call it Superdome anymore. It just says New Orleans Dome. Now, did they really change it to that same name in the real life, or did they just not want to use the Superdome name in the game? Oh, you know what? Let's take a picture. And it says, you can tell it doesn't say New Orleans Dome where you can see it, but you can kind of make that out. So we'll call that a good picture. Look at that church. Let's see, this is a different entrance. We're off on the little side streets, the local streets of New Orleans. Let's take a look behind us. Creole cuisine, seafood, and po' boys. I love a good po' boy sandwich. Chicken, shrimp, whatever you give me on it, I don't care. Those things are always good. I love a good simple sandwich like that with good quality ingredients. Whether it's seafood or chicken or whatever. We are at the port of New Orleans, Louisiana. That is Port NOLA, in case you're wondering. What's up, Domino's truck? That's nice they put a little bump out there for you to hang out and sleep if you're a little early making your delivery. Hopefully that's a real thing. I like when people are taking care of truck drivers like that. Give them a spot to actually park that's built into your property. It doesn't cost you anything to maintain that. You can do it just to be cool to truck drivers. Yeah, that's definitely an X-ray machine. It could be like a multiple camera system. It could be X-ray, infrared. It could be all kinds of stuff. Well, I wonder if any trucker in the history of this port has ever pulled in here and had nobody in front of them to make them wait. Probably not. There's probably trucks lined up nose to tail waiting to get in and out of here. As big as this port is. Truckers, let me know if you ever gotten into Port of New Orleans, in or out, without having to wait for somebody at a security checkpoint. If you ever did, I bet it was 3 in the morning on a... Well, I don't even know. Is 3 in the morning on a Tuesday a better chance, or 3 in the morning on a Sunday a better chance? Sometimes I think a little too simple-mindedly. Like, I don't know, is Tuesday better for trucking, or is Sunday a little easier getting in and out? It's probably busy 24/7, no exceptions. Christmas morning at 8 a.m. maybe. Maybe that's the easiest time to get in here. Let's take a look at this sucker. Oh, that is a good long security checkpoint right there. Yeah, I bet you that's not going to be a simple pull-in, is it? Wait. Is it going to be a simple pull-in? Holy cow. We are getting the most XP for doing a simple pull-in job where we are not even going to have to back up. That is crazy. I'm going to have to back up because I went in too deep. In too long of a truck. I'm trying to set up those trailer axle wheels to be inside the box, and I went too far. Wait. Am I going to make it? Oh, man, I'm a good driver. Look how good a driver I am, Ma. Ooh, you'd be so proud of me. Oh, my mommy be so proud of me. I'm parking up my semi in the box. Oh, that was such an easy delivery. You don't get easy deliveries like that at this level of trucking in this game. That is not a level 67. What level am I? 67? 57? Yeah, 67. That is not a level 67 parking job for all that XP, but I'll take it when I can get it. Woo! That was a good one. Let's get rid of this thing. Alright, boys and girls, I am going to go... What was that? Oh my goodness, I used the old-fashioned keyboard control to shift forward. That is not the control anymore there, buddy. I am going to go take a break from recording. I don't know if you'll even see this content. I mean, there's a lot of talking in this stuff. That means a lot of editing. And we didn't even find a secret road in this video, so Stay tuned. I'm going to find a secret road one of these days. You know how I do. Secret roads make good headlines. So let me see if I can find a place to stop and sleep, and then I will take a break in real life as well. And I'll come back and record some more and show you more of this new DLC covering the state of Louisiana. This is New Orleans Port. Can I get away with just parking up right here? Probably not, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm not in anybody's way. This is a really long truck to try and hide somewhere. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time. I might be back to recording. This might be it. So I'll say my goodbye. I'll see you guys next time. You guys go watch some more videos. I'll go play some more games. And I'll see you back here next time in American Truck Sim. In my Peterbilt with 80,000 miles or whatever it is in the Port of New Orleans. Bye.